So here I am airbrushing on a composition panel, and it's been scuffed with a gray automotive scuff pad. Use scuff in one direction until the shine is all gone. And you will see that I have drawn out my image, and I have laid frisket, or some people call it clear transfer paper, tape over top. And now I am airbrushing in some highlights where the sun is going to be shining in a bunch of greenery in the background, and it'll be kind of a blurry, faded looking background. So the main focus will be on the flower and the hummingbird. Also, you'll notice where I had started to outline the bulb of this flower and then changed my mind and decided to airbrush it. So that will be erased when I take the transfer paper off. I'm using a circle stencil, and most stencils you can get on Amazon. You can hand make your stencils, as I have a lot of handmade ones with a heat tool, a burner, heat burner. And this is a sped up video. But if you want to follow along with this, if you click on the channel, if you go to the front of my YouTube channel and go to community, you'll see where I placed an image of a photo that I'm kind of using for this piece. And I have changed the wing position and some of the coloring of the bird, and the flower is a different flower, but you will notice that as you go along. I am holding my airbrush back kind of far to get that blurry effect, and when I want a sharp contrast, I go closer. Airbrushing is just you have to learn your thinning of your paint, what air pressure is best to have on what type of paint you're using, and how thin or thick it is. And if learning your tool is the main thing, the airbrush, your finger trigger, how to thin it, your paints, what pressure to have it on, an air filter. Once you learn your tool, it's easier. You're seeing a handheld stencil right there that I haven't finished cutting out all the little spots in it. I just use a heat burner and mylar, and then you just burn out some lines and dots and whatever shapes you want in it to use as textured stencils. Here I'm putting some different colors of blue, greens in there, putting a little bit of blues, and then we'll be coming in with even darker. And then at the end, a little bit of white highlights. Sometimes I find if you move your stencil as you're airbrushing, it kind of helps put in some blurred effects and sharpness too. So that's what you seen me doing a little bit ago. I was spraying right through the stencil as I was moving it down. And here I'm just, actually, I don't know, I'm kind of giving a highlight on top of that bird. Which I really wouldn't need to do this. I repositioned my camera and I'm starting over with some different, I think, white in here. And I had my paint a little bit too thin and the pressure up a little bit too high, so I had to readjust. Sorry about that. I had knocked my camera and it turned it around, so I had to put it back on there. I meant to get that out, but it seems like I didn't get it done. These white highlights that I am spraying in will be sprayed back over with a little bit of yellow, just to tint it a little bit. But you're getting the out of focus of what it's going to look like. Starting to look better. Now I'm taking off the stencil of just the little hummingbird here. I'm starting with just a real light, kind of a greenish yellow color, lime, I guess you could say. I love hummingbirds. They're so pretty. There's so many different ones. I love painting nature, animals, birds, God's creations. From the sound of my dog's nails, I think they need trimmed. They click when he walks on the floor. Looking forward to going and seeing the new Sound of Freedom movie. I hear it's just really good. There I am, bouncing around again. I need to stick with one section and get it done and move on to the next section, but I tend to bounce around a lot. Here I'm using my dowel and I'm coming back in and I'm just erasing out some highlights there, kind of scratching out some highlights there with the dowel. It looks like a pencil, but it isn't. It's just wood sharpened in a pencil sharpener. And you want to keep scratching out those highlights as you come back in with a different color and hit over the top of it, and it makes it look kind of candied-like effect. So that's what we want here. Process of building up colors and erasing. I think this is just a darkened blue color with a little bit of sepia. Sepia with a little bit of blue in it. It gives it that deep dark color without actually being a black. we're almost done with this tutorial, this section of it anyway. Maybe you can get caught back up during the week. Sorry I haven't been on here. Been setting up for an event and been extremely busy. It's always those little tiny highlights and details that makes the difference. So go slow, adjust and readjust if you need to. I will see you back here when I post again. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.